Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to ITM 4110. How you doing? I'm Dwight Ferris, and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 5 weeks. Quick introduction. I've been in engineering, technology, software, hardware, just about everything for quite a lot of years. I was in industry 25 plus years, and I've been teaching now for almost 15 years for several institutions, and I'm happy to facilitate this course for Miller-Mott online, and hopefully you will gain something from this. My industry experience spans from engineering to software development to computer science to database management, etc. And so I think I am qualified to instruct you all in this course. All right, let's get started with an overview. As you know, our course is delivered through the Canvas learning management system, very, very well organized. And the 5-week adventure will keep you busy, but it is really not overwhelming if you just follow the descriptions and essentially how everything is laid out. You will be fine in a course. Now, I'm showing you basically the instructor view, but you do have access to all these components, including this home page. What I would suggest, just take a look, especially in the announcements. We will have a welcome that we're delivering, so stand by for that. But the announcements is probably the best place to gather important information about the course, and as you go throughout the 5 weeks. The home page is your friend. There's a syllabus in here, very generic. You can click on it. It will take you out to the syllabus page. As you see, it has all the pertinent information about the course, some of the assignments mapped out. So if you want to download or print this, that is strictly up to you. And that's a PDF, so it's operating system. You can load it on any operating system, including a Chromebook. All right. So the home page actually gives you a good starting point. So please make sure you navigate there. And you do have access to your grades, and then there's a Google Drive and the library. We will talk about the library resources in the welcome when you receive it. All right, so I would first start with the welcome. Click on the welcome. It's an additional welcome that you'll see here. You'll also see welcome in the announcements. There's something here that's pretty new. If you're accessing a course from a mobile device, please read the guidance here. There's some things that will work fine, others will not. And as you see, we're already running into issues, but this is essentially because I'm the instructor guy. I will tell you, because Miller-Mott and Core will issue you a Chromebook, this course will run fine on the Chromebook. There's some brief course introductions if you'd like to introduce yourself. I will have mine here. It's not there yet, but I'll have the brief introduction. The written version, as we go throughout the course, and I'm just using the back arrow, browser back arrow. There's also a question and answers section. This is a good section, as indicated through our structure that you can use to answer questions, etc. All right, let me return back to the home page. Your home page is probably your best page to navigate from, and we just went through the welcome and questions and answers. I mean, that's probably a very good place to start. And then as the course, basically the way that the course is structured, we have these learning units, and one learning unit is associated with each of the weeks. Now, the way that Miller-Mott runs the course is, if you can't get through all of the basically the sections within each of the learning units as far as the modules, you can always go back. Now let me get into Learning Unit 1. I want to just make sure, and each of the weeks are very, very similar. You will need to go through all of the exercises, and we're supported by UCertify. a very, very stable platform. And this is probably the easiest one to walk through because these courses are, or the material, well, and the courses as well, are very useful for a learning scenario. All right. So start by clicking on the links. The first thing that you'll see here in the first learning unit is your discussion question. You'll have a discussion question each week. We do want you to participate in these because this will impact your grade if you do not. So you have a prompt. Please refer to this discussion forum measurement. This gives you the rubric as to how I will grade the discussion questions. It's a good idea to take a look at this. And basically, it's the same for most courses. We want you to add quality material, substantive. So don't just say, I'm learning, or just spend a little bit of time to add to the discussion question. And I'll briefly go over this, and this is also in the announcements. So timeliness, you must respond to the discussion questions each week before Wednesday of the week at midnight. And then 2 additional responses or 2 additional comments on other students' initial responses, or even on my response to your students. So you just need to comment 2 more times during the week before the due date to get full credit for the discussion questions. And that's what the rubric's all about. And you can also download that. And I just click the close link to close it. Now the prompt, basically it's the same for each week. Just read through it. It's the whole idea is to have you exposed to some of the material that's in the assignments. And we essentially read, or at least introduce you to material that will be useful during that learning unit. So this first one is pretty straightforward. Discuss the differences between DML, and there's tons of exercises on this topic, and it's a type of querying category in databases, and DDL statements, and when you would use DML statements and DDL statements. So these questions are pretty straightforward. I mean, there's tons of information on the web. I do recommend that if you're going to use any type of AI, I mean, essentially try to write it in your own words. Don't simply copy and paste. That would be a better use of your time critically thinking and learning about the aspect. So you just simply click the reply and then write in your statement here. And then also click the reply at the bottom here, and that will record your statement. You can also attach a file if you like. I will definitely read it. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Canvas. There's ways to attach documents, not just to the discussion question, but within the body. You can add images, and you can even add other files. So make sure you go through that, prompt every week. And I basically will start there. If you don't start with the discussion, basically the prompt, you can always go back. And even if you're past the week, you'll get some credit for repeating, the discussion questions. So I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with Canvas and how it works, but you can either click the home button to get back to the home page. You can click the breadcrumb, get back to the home page, and then go that route. But there's several ways to get back to where you were. So then there's several assignments, starting with creating a database, adding a column to a table, renaming a table, modifying a column in a table, dropping columns from a table, using the select command, using the create command, and then there's a quiz. I'm going to jump right to the quiz first. I don't do this unless you're really comfortable, but the quiz is administered via the UCertify environment, and it actually gives you a chance to learn with immediate feedback. I would definitely go through that. Go through the test, or even play it. It gamifies the quiz if you want to do that. It tells you how many items, and it gives you an idea of what the topics are in the quiz. This one's fundamental knowledge, and I'm not going to open it up now. I do want you to experiment with that. Each quiz does have a time, so you see Under exam conditions is 2 hours, 120 minutes. So that's the quiz, and just develop an intuition for the U-certified environment. It's pretty easy to navigate around, and in your browser it should open up a new tab. And I'm just going to close the tab. We'll get back to that. So once again, we got our breadcrumb. Sometimes this can be confusing because this is going to list all the assignments. Just pay attention to that. I would just go back to the main module page and start over so you know where you're at. So let me go up to the assignment. So once again, if you click on the assignment, it takes you out to kind of a start page, and you click on the little button that will take you to the U-certified environment. And basically, it's going to ask you to do certain things, right? You just click within that little link, read. You'll have to read the material. I'm not going to go through all of these. If you have any questions, and U-Certify is very good about ensuring that you have all the information that you need. This is giving you the navigation, how you get through it. Let me move my picture out of the way. And all the things that, even little video here, that will give you an idea. So I'm not going to go through all that. It is your job to essentially watch the video and go through the lesson and just read. You'll have to read. It gives you basically, and the way you score on these is going through all the little exercise, following all the instructions. Please don't skip anything. And then it tells you to close the window. You have this closed right here in the bottom. Go ahead and close the window, right? And it takes you back. And since I did not do anything, I'm not going to score any points in here. If you satisfy all the requirements for this particular part of the assignment, all you have to do is just look at that little desktop here, and then walk through. And this is going to start a SQL Server Management Studio, which is a type of database system that you can build a database from. And it's going to connect to this U-Certify, hosted database. So I'll just walk through this a little bit. All right. So you essentially are getting an idea what it looks like to access the database system itself. And this is truly, it's 2008 R2, but the newer versions are exactly the same. Just follow the video, and basically there's other aspects to it. I mean, you can make it full screen, etc. And minimize it. All right. These are the instructions. All right. So it's a good idea just to watch the video as many times as you need to, and then submit your results. All right. Watch me first get started. That's your first lesson in developing. So you saw what I did. This is the video. You click on this Win16 here. This will take you to the actual desktop. And all you need to do, you can even restart the video. Make sure you know what you need to do. There's our SQL Server up there. Double click to start. It will actually start the SQL Server. And basically, we're going to log in. Connect. Pretty straightforward. And you can watch the video again or just wait for it. And it sometimes it will take a little time. And then in the left pane under right-click the databases, as soon as it right-click and new database. And we want to call it my database. That's it. And here I'm going to close the video. Yeah, it shouldn't be this long. Hopefully we'll get our little pop-up here. And of course, I'm hoping that the technology won't be this slow for you all. Of course, I'm running Zoom and trying to create the recording. You can always reset. Well, it's not. I'm wondering where our pop-up went. But if you have any issues like this, don't worry. I will make sure that you send me a message. Basically, I can help you. And this is just an exercise of getting used to the environment. Let me see if I can move. All right, so I did not finish the exercise, but let's try it again. It's always fun when you're originally start, but let's see. I don't want to make this video too long, but right. Oh, we got all kinds of problems. Okay. All right, so the key here, never give up. Go ahead and try it again. I may or may not be able to get into this, but this is a good example. You never want to just give up on this. I mean, you just want to follow these instructions. We're connecting. This is essentially the way you would do this. You would perform this in industry. And make sure you read the instructions. And let pane under that. There's the databases. And right click, new database. And it should create a pop-up here. There we go. Phew, see, it just takes a little bit of time. And we just want to call this my database, right? Now there's already one in there, right? And then click OK. Yay. All right. And then close the window. So all you need to do is just close the window and then submit. And this will give you an evaluation. And this is how it scores. It passes a score back to Canvas. It should be green. Yay, see, correct. And you're done. Okay. And then all you need to do is close this. Oh, I want you to record your answer. Oh, yep. So make sure you go through all these. These are very important. And then, yes, it comes back nice and green, which means you completed your first lesson in Halo, and that will show up in your grade book. So you do have several of these. So I just did one. So I'm going to go back, and it does take time. It may seem overwhelming. It does get a lot easier once you go through it. And so that was a little timely, but anyway, there you go. Our first learning unit, our first lesson. I walked you through it. I will add additional videos as we proceed throughout the 5 weeks. Actually, I'll try and do them. They will be in announcements. So, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing, and I will see you for learning unit 2.